to my channel. Today I'm inside again. It's really warm outside. I think this afternoon my goal is to go ahead and try to tackle some more weeds because I'm still feeling behind with maintaining the garden and trying to get, of course, all the weeds out and that kind of thing. So anyway, that's my goal for today. It's still really, really warm and we are expecting some rain, but seem like it's not hitting us. Unfortunately, we'll see how long this heat is going to continue. We are hoping that maybe next week it will start tapering down. So we'll see how it goes. But anyway, I'm just so ready to have a cool weather. My plants are ready to have a cool weather. It's just been really hot. It's been such a struggle in the garden this year, but it's okay. We are getting there. I think the hardest part is behind us, so that's really good. And so let's talk about my back garden again. I really keep thinking about the back part of our garden that we are just need to developing, and I think I really want to focus on creating really beautiful garden, but at the same time, I would like to landscape with plants that I would love to cut from. I think certain area of the garden I would like to dedicate to have plants that I really want to have, which are interesting, collectible, that kind of thing. And then the other part of the garden, I would like to make it functional, beautiful, but also plant things that I can cut from. And so I think that's going to be the main focus for me. Just because, as I said, I really been into arranging flowers and it's been so much fun. I'm not professional. I kind of think maybe I should learn some principles and stuff like that, maybe online, which kind of would be fun when I have time. But for most part, it's just something that I enjoy. And like one right here, it's all been cut from from our garden, and the roses, the bougainvillea, the hydrangea, hypericum, and then we have all these. I think these are really cute because these are acapanthus actually. I was going to cut and remove all the spent blooms, and then I thought, well, maybe I can keep them for arranging, which would be really pretty. So I decided to leave it on leave the stems, not remove them. But all I did is just removed all the seeds because I really don't want the energy to go into the seed making seeds, because I want the energy to go into the roots, developing the roots for next year. And so I removed all the seeds and decided to just leave them because they're just so cute. But everything else is from the garden, and I just love it so much. These are moonstone roses that bloom the entire stem. I just if I would have left it on a stem, it's so hot, they get scorched right away. So I decided to bring them home, and I had them for a couple of days. It's been really nice. And some of them are David Austins, like this one is the Radio Time, but they're all struggling in the heat, so they don't really stay in a vase, although I did try to condition it. And then, of course, we have the Coffeole Dahlia Twist. I think that's the twist. Anyway, some hydrangeas, and it's so fun to to have fresh flowers and make a beautiful arrangement. It's just really fun and creative. So I'm really enjoying it. But anyway, today what I wanted to do is share with you roses part 2, because last time we talked about the roses that I pre-ordered as a barrel roses, which are going to arrive in November. And I just had a birthday, and I was gifted from my family another batch of roses, of course, that I wanted to dedicate the gift. And I went ahead and purchased some really interesting roses. Again, of course, they're bare root roses, and they're going to arrive in November. But I wanted to share with you what I was purchased, what I purchased, and I'm just so excited about it. There was a few roses that I was really looking forward to and to purchase, and also I've been also looking for them for a long time, and I wasn't able to find them. I was able to get them this time, which was really fun. So anyway, I have my iPad here, and I thought it'd be really fun to go take a look at them. First, I wanted to say that this company is a new company for me that I ordered from. I've never ordered from them previously. online. They are a little bit more expensive side of the roses. I think they're in Netherlands, if I'm not mistaken. And but some of the roses are really interesting roses that I normally don't find in other places. And some of the it seems to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I have been noticing that in Netherlands they've been creating really interesting roses lately. As for example, the one I was looking for a long time is the cafe latte, and I'm just so excited to purchase at this time. It's in one of the roses that I purchased. Um, and some of them are still seem like they are very small quantities in the production, and they're not as available to to gardeners to purchase. Mostly, I think a lot of them go to florists or that kind of for the floral designs as a cut roses, but not so much as a bush. But I am so excited I was able to find and purchase and order them as a bush so I can have them in a garden and actually cut from it. So, all right, let's take a look at it, what I purchased. So this is an interesting company. Again, I think it's in another Netherlands. I've never purchased from them, but looks like they have quite a few Japanese roses here too, and it seems like Japanese roses are starting to really take um, in a they are in a spotlight now because they are it seems like they keep coming up with beautiful roses, and they're all over the place. I see in a market as a cut flower, but we don't really find them easily as a bush flowers for home gardeners like us. So they do have quite a few of them in this website. If anyone is interested, I actually may try to purchase them in the future. Maybe the end, still in this season, we'll see. But some of them are really interesting, like this one is really interesting. Japanese rose, Princess Kaori. This is a Japanese rose, and it has that full garden rose, kind of David Austin like variety with the lots of full petals, and but it has a bit of a more of a towards the lavender side, but it's kind of a mauve color, a little bit maybe, or just really interesting coloration. So some of them I'm really interested. I thought it would be really pretty to have it in a see this picture shows a little more, so it's kind of mauve lavender, but also maybe tint of brownish. It's an interesting colors. So anyway, I might try to purchase them also in this season, just to have it for for my bouquets and that kind of thing. But the ones that I purchased, I wanted to show you. Let's get on that. So I purchased the toffee. This is really interesting. It almost reminds me of a little bit like Honey Dijon, which is on one of the roses on my list that I would like to purchase again this year. But very interesting coloration to me. I am not familiar with this rose at all. I don't know the how healthy or that kind of thing. I don't know much. It seems like it is a repeat bloomer. It will be about 100 centimeters, so it's about 1 meter tall. Likes the sun, which all roses do. Hardy for the winter. Ever flowering. Seem like it continues. It's a continuous bloomer, which is really good. So, but it is called toffee, and it has. Well, they describe it as the um, iconic brown rose, now also as a garden rose, which is really nice. So it is a full, uh, looks like it's a double. It's not semi-double or anything, which is good to me because I kind of like them a little more than semi-doubles or single petals, although they also have their own unique beauty. For example, some of these ones that are really pretty. This one is a Fullerton Old Hall, and of course, I believe that they will improve as a flowers because we are really hot, right? It's so hot right now. Second, they're still developing. It's a very new bush. It's been planted as a bare root and still trying to push some blooms, and they're still very young. So Anyway, but they're still very delicate and beautiful. Anyway, toffee is one that I purchased, and I think it's very beautiful, interesting colors. I can't wait to see actual bloom. It's very fun to anticipate that. Next one that I purchased was I was searching for a very long time. This one is the cafe latte, and I think this is the one that um, it's pretty. Maybe it's a little easier to find in the U.S. than here in Europe for some reason because I've been searching and I can't find them anywhere. It's everywhere. It's out of stock. But anyway, I was able to find it. Very interesting rose. It's been created in Netherlands. And look at the color. Isn't that so cool? I just think it would be so fun to arrange with them. So anyway, I purchased two, which was very, it made me very, very happy. Another one I've been searching for a long time, and that is romantic antica rose, antica rose. And this one I've been searching for a long time, and I think it's so beautiful with the colors and the way the petals are arranged. It's very, very pretty. I'm really excited about this one. So it is continuous bloomer again, and I don't know anything about this rose honestly to um, how how lasting the flower, but the flowers could be lasting because they actually have been how they say Ecuadorian roses, that have been grown there and then being shipped into the US, like how at Costco and other places you can get very nice Ecuadorian roses, and I think they grow some of this there just for cut flowers, but it is really difficult to find. Maybe in the US it's not bad, but here I've been able to have it's been hard to find. So I'm really excited. But it says that it's been originated in Germany. So um, but I think it's been created for cut flowers mostly, and you can find them as a cut flower in the market, but not so much that you can grow in the garden for the home gardeners like us. The other one that was very interesting to me, which I really wanted to find, is the caramel antica. And this one, I'm assuming that that whole antica series, because I think there is another one called yellow antica, if I'm not mistaken, but this one is the caramel. And this one also has been on my list for a while. I'm assuming that this has also been created in Germany. It has a beautiful, warm appearance, large, densely filled flowers, often in refined shades of caramel. So it's going to be really fun to have this in my garden. So this is another one, gorgeous. And maybe I should make it a little larger so you can see the flowers. And it's so beautiful, I think. Um, the next one that I was able to order, which made me so happy, this is very interesting to me. This one called James Brown. And it still has that interesting brownish colors, which I don't know anything about this rose again. This is new for me. I have never even heard of it, but definitely looks very unique and interesting. So you can see it's a double or very pretty, very unique. So um, for James Brown, it seems like it is continuous bloomer. It will get about 1 meter and a half. It is fragrant, which is nice. And I think there was a viewer that asked about fragrance too. So we need to probably take the time and take a look at the fragrance, make sure we know if they are fragrant roses, just in case someone is interested to know if they are or not. But anyway, James Brown rose is anything but ordinary, with its warm, deep shades of brown, brown, rust, and copper. This rose radiates strength, boldness, and originality. A rose with distinct character, just like the legendary man after whom it is named. So, anyway, very interesting. James Brown was developed in What is this, George? Can you tell what this could be? KKS in 1924. Would you know? Yes, I don't know. A renowned, oh, Dutch. So this is a Dutch rose. I should have continued reading first. So this has been developed this is a Dutch rose again in a Dutch nursery. So it's been developed in 1924. Dutch in a Dutch rose nursery under the leadership of the passionate breeder. And this is the name, Dirk Alderson. So this is a Dutch also. It's really interesting. I mean, these roses. So anyway, but let's see the fragrance on a romantic antica really quick. So it looks like romantic antica has intense scent, what it says. And let's just make it large so you guys can see a little better. It's beautiful and it has an intense scent. If anyone is interested to know about the fragrance, because I think some viewers are very particular in scent. So let's look at the caramel one really quick. And the caramel, let's see. Caramel is also has an intense scent. So for anyone that is interested. For toffee, let's see. For toffee, it's non-scented. So if anyone is interested to know that is non-scented, and let's take a look at our cafe latte really quick. And cafe latte is fragrant. It is a fragrant rose. So let's just look at the larger so you guys can see, but it is really, really pretty. Anyway, so these are the roses that I was gifted by my family. I'm really, really excited, and I really wanted to have some more roses in the garden. Of course, I can't wait because I have to wait and be patient because they will be delivered in November. I have to be able to start figuring out even where they are going to go because backyard is not quite ready and it is impossible to dig right now because it's been very dry. I have to wait until the rainy season starts kicking in so the ground gets softer for me to work with. But I think hopefully we will get some rain in September or in August, hopefully the end of August. And by the time the roses are here, I will be able to know where they're going. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is about roses for anyone that loves roses. I think it's many of us that love roses, and hope you guys enjoyed it. It will give you some ideas, and I just wanted to share everything that I'm ordering and start pre-ordering and starting to get ready for the fall. Please don't forget to subscribe to my videos if you like them, and click on notification bell to let you so you're notified when the videos are coming out. I hope you guys all have a great day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.